Hello, this is Agent XP, and welcome to the start of a new series called Minecraft Let's Build. And today we're going to be building a beach resort, or at least starting a beach resort. So I built this in another map that I had a while back and I lost it. And ever since I've been looking for a suitable place to build something similar. So I'm going to do this in creative so that I have more flexibility over what I'm building and I don't have to worry about finding all the blocks beforehand. That said, what I'm building here is pretty simple, so you could pretty easily do it in survival if you wanted to. You would just have to take the time to go and find all the blocks. So what I'm doing here is I am terraforming the terrain. So I have been looking for a suitable location for this for a long time. And what I basically wanted was a jungle with a shoreline, because that's what I had in my previous map. And it makes for a nice tropical sort of holiday-like destination. And you typically in Minecraft never find a large beach area unless you're in a desert, at least not from my experience so far. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a section of the jungle shore and I am making the beach wider. So I'm extending out the sand line so that we've got a nice big sandy beach area to work with. So I'm clearing all the blocks here, and what I'm trying to do at the edges is I am trying to get a sort of patchwork of sand and grass so that it sort of blends in and it looks a bit like sand dunes. So at the edge of some beaches you can get like areas where there's like grass and sand mixing together, and I'm trying to get that effect here by layering up the sand and the grass a bit. I did come across a big cave though, and as you will see at some points I'm having to block it in. Now I've sped this bit up because I took a very long time doing this. Like, terraforming is quite time consuming, and that's another reason why I'm doing this in creative mode, because it did take me a long time even in creative, and if you have to go and find all the blocks as well it takes even longer. Now I did build the first version of this beach that I had in survival, so it is entirely possible to do this in survival, but like I said, you have to take all the time out to go and dig up all the sand and get all your blocks together. So given that this is a rebuild, I decided creative was easier, and I must say I had a lot of fun doing this. Right, so we've cleared the area. Oh, there's the cave. I'm just going to block that up again. And this is the area in which I am going to build the main sort of chalet type building. So I've got this area nice and flat with a bit of a bank behind it, because that's what I had in the original version that I built. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my wood planks and I'm going to leave a space underneath it. So I'm going to build it one off the ground so that it's a nice sort of raised floor. And what we're going to do is just fill all that in with wood and build it out. As you can see it here in a minute, I am not the quickest at placing blocks yet. I haven't been doing Minecraft for very long, but I'm getting there. I'm getting the hang of it a bit. There we go, we're going to layer it out. Whoops. Whoops. There we go, build it out. And it's one off the ground, so that it kind of gives it a bit more depth. So we've got a raised floor. And also because you see pictures of tropical holiday destinations that have a sort of raised type floor. Now we're going to start on the main feature of this build, which is the corner pillars. I'm using jungle wood for the pillars because it's readily available, we're on the edge of a jungle, but also because I think the style really suits this sort of tropical type build. I like the horizontal sort of ridges in it. It really suits these type of pillars in my humble opinion. So I'm just going to widen the floor a little bit here. Now I'm adding another pillar on the corner. Part of the reason I chose to build this between two big jungle trees is that it partly looks like it's supported by the two big trees, and it also looks as if it fits in with the environment nicely. Here I'm building a crossbeam, so I'm making a kind of frame between the pillars, and where I build the pillars up I'm leaving one block on top so that it looks a bit more 3D. I'm also putting one block on the side protruding like so that it looks like a kind of wooden join, so it looks like there are logs strapped together, and I'm building out like so, continuing with the wooden frame. And there it is. As you can see, you have the one block bits of wood protruding from each corner. I think that's a nice sort of touch to make it look a bit more 3D. And I'm just adding another one there, and that looks cool. Right, so we have the frame, and it's looking nice, but I'm not sure that it's quite wide enough. Looking at it, I think I need to bring it forward a little bit more because we want a bit of space to work with so that we can add some furniture inside here. So I cut out the bit where I widen the whole thing, so I bring the pillars forward a little bit and I make the floor wider. So now we have the frame once again, and it's, oh, I've got an extra pillar there. It's typical of these sort of open hut type buildings that you might get in a tropical resort. So I want to keep it very open. I don't know that I'm going to add a roof on the whole thing because a lot of these sort of tropical buildings tend to have like fabric draped or rushes on the roofs, that sort of thing. So my plan for this is to keep it very open so that you can see the surrounding terrain, but I'm likely to add sort of a fence around the edge so that it's not completely open so that mobs can't get in, but you can still see the surrounding area. And what I'm doing here is I'm adding in some steps so that you can get up to the build, and that's looking nice. That gives us easy access. I tried taking that away, but then I thought it looked like the stair was sitting on nothing, so I put it back. And that is looking cool. We're going to go up here, and I think the next thing is to add in some fences. What I decided to take the back section back a little bit more and add in 2 extra pillars at the back. And the reason for this is so that I can add in some more furniture at the back. Because what I want to do at the back is add in some nice sun loungers. And I decided to take the floor area back the right amount for a bed to fit in there. And I'm doing the same here. Whoops, I am adding the little sort of corner bits on the pillars that stick out, the little sort of wooden joins, to make it look a bit more 3D. And now I am adding in the fences. And I'm using dark oak for this because I think it blends well with the jungle wood. And flattening that bit out. I really like using fences for building. Like, you can have a wall of fences and it looks really cool in my humble opinion. It lets light through, you can see through it, but it still deflects mobs and arrows and things, so it can be really cool, especially for this sort of tropical type build. There we go, just putting it in. You can tell that, oh, hello Skelly, I'm glad we're in creative. There was a whole cave under this section that I had to sort of block in, so if you can hear mobs and stuff, it's because there's like a cave underneath that I have literally, I filled in some of it and I put another 1 block bit over some of it, so I kind of need to go into survival mode and go and kill all the mobs and light light it all up, but for now I'm just concentrating on the build. And here we go, you can see I'm adding in walls all around so that we're protected from mobs, but we can still see out, and it's in keeping with this sort of tropical style build. Oops, I still have a lot of practice to do at building, as you can tell. Now what I'm going to do now is get a bit of light in here, because it always seems to be nighttime. I do apologise for that, guys. Whenever I'm doing this build it seems to be nighttime, so I've added in some glowstone on a stick so we have a nice little sort of lamp on the ceiling. And now it's not quite so dark. I should have done that sooner, I'm sorry about that, so you guys can see well. And we are adding in a little overlap there, and now we can put on a gate. So, hello Skelly, you're not welcome in my holiday resort. Well, at least you're not shooting at me because we're in creative. Maybe you can be my first guest. You better pay your bill. You're not staying here free, my friend. Right. Adding a bit more fence. You can do so much nice detailing with fences. You see there, I've sort of like stepped it up in sections at the edges, and that looks really nice. Ooh, I did want it there. Did I? Not sure. No, I'll get rid of that. And there we are, that's looking cool. Now we need to put a gate on the side so that we can stop Mr. Skelly and his friends just walking in whenever they feel like it. Hello Mr. Skelly, now you can't get in. You just have to watch from the outside. That is cool. I'm going to have a double gate so that it's more in keeping with the height of the fence. And there you have it, that is the structure of the first chalet. Now we're going to add some beds and start adding furniture. I like to use sort of the orange and yellow ones because they're sort of tropical like colours. You can use any colour you want, obviously. I've got the green one for now. I think I decided to change the colour of that later on because I wanted a sort of theme inside here. I think I just had orange and yellow ones, and here we're adding a little seating area with a table. That's looking cool. We're going to do the same over the other side. I think I was trying a bench and then I think I decided to add just a single one because it looks better. It looks more like a table and chairs. Yeah, we're just going to have a normal table and chairs here because I think it looks better. There we go. And there we have some furniture. Looking cool. So we have a little sort of sun lounger, relaxation area, and a little seating area at the front, and it looks onto our beautiful beach. Now we are going to add some umbrellas or parasols. For this I'm going to use coloured wool. You can use beds. I've seen people use beds to get a slightly thinner look, but honestly to me it still looks like a bed, so I prefer personally to use the wool. It would be really nice if they had wool half slabs. Maybe that's something that will be introduced eventually, but for now I really don't mind the thickness. If you want, you can use coloured beds instead, but like I said, I prefer to use the wool, and it's really simple. You just build up 2 fence posts and do a 3x3 little build up here, and what I like to do is do colours every other, and for this I've used white and a colour because it looks sort of beachy, but you can use 2 different colours and it looks pretty cool. Instantly that looks more beachy and summery in my humble opinion. And we're going to add the bed that corresponds with the colour of the umbrella as well. And that looks great. we now have a little beach area, and we have some sun lounges and some coloured parasols. I decided to add another one here, and then once I placed it I thought I needed to move the sand ridge back a little to make space for the bed, so I'm going to do that here in a second. Just finding our white wool because I got rid of it. Place it there like so. And we have our parasol, but yeah, I'm going to move back the sandy bank a bit, and that meant I had to fill in a bit more of that pesky cave that is right under the beach. I really need to go and pop into survival mode and get rid of all those mobs, because you can probably hear them every so often. And adding another parasol. Like so. I absolutely love these things, and you can make them. You have the perfect excuse to use bright, vibrant colours. So you can make them as colourful as you like. I think, yeah, I'm going to change that one to orange because I quite like to sort of vary the colours a bit and space them out. So this one's going to be orange. Yeah, I like that. I like that arrangement. And we are going to go and add another parasol here as well. Whoops. And this one's going to be a yellow one, and we will add another parasol over the other side of the beach, and then that is going to be it for this video. So this has just been the start of making a little beach resort. So very simple, just creating a chalet and a couple of parasols and sun loungers, and this place really is starting to look like a nice little beach area. In future videos we're going to expand this, we're going to add a barbecue area and a swimming pool, but for now this has been a nice starting point for building a small beach resort. But it's looking pretty cool. So this is quite easy to build whether you're in survival or creative mode. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and please do leave a like and consider subscribing, and let me know in the comments anything else you'd like to see in future videos. So this is Agent XP, and I hope you've enjoyed. See you next time. TTFN.